Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m.
What's going on at that time, Dexter?
Stream the dream.
Wow.
You know it.
Twitch.tv/SDSDexter?
That's correct.
Awesome.
Indeed.
Head on over. What games are you going to play? We got BioShock.
I got GTA 5. Gonna kick in some multiplayer, I think, online soon. Gonna try that.
Witcher 3 is out. Maybe in the future play
I do
that.
want to buy that. I was playing Civilization 5, but I think that's the most boring game to stream probably in the world. Watch me. Watch me take 20 minutes to decide what I should research.
Should I end my engineering turn now?
That's hilarious. Oh,
China hates me.
The funny thing is, I would probably love watching you stream Civ 5.
Yeah.
But I would get so frustrated, probably, because I used to play those a lot.
I just started playing it.
Play Civ 2 for like an hour one day.
I don't have that. I have Civ 3, 4, and 5.
I can just download Civ 2.
The music is
I have
Yeah.
Civ 3, 4, and 5. Oh, the music's great. Civ 5 is awesome. Anyway, China is very hostile towards me right now.
Twitch.tv/SDSDexter.
Yes.
And when you go up,
China's
I'll put up a
hostile?
video on
Towards
YouTube
me.
so people will know.
Yes.
In the old one, there wasn't a... Oh, wait, there was a Chinese. No,
There's
there was.
China, Japan. They
There was
have
Chinese.
city-states.
No, there was, yeah.
Yeah,
They
there's
have
everything.
city-states.
I would make
that
up my
are
own
like,
country.
that don't play. They're there. You can trade with them. You can ally with them.
In the old
you
one-
can earn their favor, but they don't. You're not competing with them in the same way you are with the other players.
In the old one, I had a theory that not every civilization was on an even playing field. And I thought...
The Germans were always ahead of everyone, right?
Yes!
Yeah.
No, I think
Really?
it was by color.
That's right, Dexter. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, how do you feel at that, huh? That's
I'm
fucking
quarter
crazy.
German, so I'm
That's-
fine with it.
But that's funny that
Unbelievable.
we both knew that.
Viva la Deutschland!
Now here's something else though. I think every color has the same kind of playing style. So I think any blue, whether you're French, German, or Viking, they're all blue. All of them were more advanced. They advanced faster, I think.
Okay.
And then
Is this going in the episode,
No.
by the way?
I don't
doesn't
care
have
if it
to.
is not.
You can
But
put part
the,
of it in, but not this.
The India,
Whatever you decide. India.
the Sioux, and Mongolians all super aggressive. And-
Yeah, I
and
think that's hilarious.
expansionistic.
And
And they're
Gandhi,
all the same color.
And Gandhi's the leader of India.
Yeah. Gandhi was
And he's
ruthless when I played him.
He's a
man.
ruthless warrior.
They would just fucking multiply like rabbits.
He's
It was
like-
so annoying.
He made you go on a hunger strike.
Because what happens is they just spread so rapidly. You have no choice but to fight them because they're in your way.
See, that's
like,
the
this
thing
is my
right now.
land. You just built. I have this nice little island all to myself, and you just built this fucking little city in the shittiest piece of land.
Because they want to encroach right on you, so
That's
you
what
can't
they
go
do. It's
anywhere.
all encroachment.
Yeah, and that's what China's doing to me now. And then
It's
what
so
happens is,
fucking-
then they talk to me and they're like, "I see what you're doing. It's pathetic. You're grabbing up every piece of land you can see." I'd be like, "No, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
I've got this little tiny area. You're
That's
absorbing me."
That's
Anyway,
basically how I played Civ 2. I would try to... I would explore really fast. Hold on, listen. This is really good. I would explore really fast, and I would... You should be recording this. This is good
It's
for
all
how-
recording.
How do
I'm just
discussion.
thinking I got to listen to all this and wasting time taken away from D&D.
Let's try. Oh, yeah. So
Now
all
he's
I
gotta
would
start
do-
again from the
in
beginning.
the beginning, I would explore really fast and figure out what my land area is going to be. And I would, like, build a wall or something, make sure nobody else gets into it. That was, like, half the game for me.
you'd build like a great wall, like around. Or
I would
something?
build like people, or I would have like at least scouts.
Yeah,
and
constantly.
monitor whoever
Yeah,
gets the fuck in.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Sweet.
I love that game though. We should all play together one day. Civ 2. That'd be awesome.
Multiplayer? Yeah. Okay.
Civ 5 is multiplayer too, and I already have that.
Multiplayer. Civ 2.
Civ 2 is multiplayer.
Yeah, but it wasn't like integrated in it. You had to do it through like different means. But I'm sure now
The
there's
Civ
an
5
update you can get.
multiplayer is supposed to be awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Welcome to this week's discussion of Game of Thrones, episode 7 of season 5.
Episode 8.
Episode 8 of season 5, Hardhome. Before we get into the discussion, we always read your comments. And we're going to keep doing this until the comments just get unbearable. Like if we make a video and it gets like 200 comments, obviously that's when we stop
No,
reading
that's
comments.
when we have to do it.
That's when your comments really need to matter. We will go through your comments and read the
We'll
best
cherry
one.
pick, the originals out.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Trav.
people who were here from the beginning They'll always get first because they were with us from the beginning. Man.
I like how we're talking like how like we're winning the lottery.
We're winning the lottery.
Because when we're all crazy famous,
right?
Yeah, we'll still maybe remember you guys,
the little ones.
I don't want to be famous though. I just want a lot of people watching. Does that make
wants
sense?
A lot of, he wants secret money.
Yeah,
exactly.
Nobody knows about my secret money.
Yeah, you make so much money on YouTube. It's ridiculous.
Invest in gold. Invest in gold and bury it somewhere, like Ron Swanson. Trav says, I think it's about high time those Downton Abbey taint swabs in the press gave Lena Headey the credit she deserves and nominate her for some awards this year. Go back and watch her scene with Tolman. When he says, I love her, for the second time, she has like 6 different emotions going on her face. Even though she's completely behind what happened to Marjorie and feeling so incredibly gratified over that, seeing how heartbroken her son is just devastates her. She is so good, it's ridiculous.
I agree, especially in this episode. She's an amazing actress. To me,
she's awesome. She's always good. I've seen her in so many things, even not so great movies, or not like A-listed movies, like Judge Dredd. Did you see Judge Dredd? Well, 300 was like a really
parts
hot
of
film. Judge Dredd's fucking awesome. She's awesome in it. She plays Mama, the gang leader. P.S. If one of you can pull it off, it would be fantastic if you picked out a commenter and read their comments in Carl Pilkington's voice. Just add a lot of right. What is it doing? I'm guessing Boss won't be a good choice for this. Sorry, Boss.
Can any of us do Carl Pilkington? Because I definitely can't.
What's it doing? Oogly.
I'm Carl Pilkington.
All right, the monkey comes into the bank.
Sees
the gun, takes the gun, starts backing out with the money, escapes.
So fat kid on the beach. I can't even do it. He had a frisbee. Just eating Maltesers out of it.
Head like a fucking orange.
Yeah, I can't. It's hard. It's a hard one to
Stephen
do.
Merchant. Can you do that?
That's not Stephen Merchant. That's right, mate. I can't do it. It's hard to do. I need like a specific thing that he would say.
I always like when Carl always makes fun of Steve. If you listen to the old XFM.
Yeah, you know this. You know how I felt. He'd say how put off he was by his height.
I mean, the first time I saw him, it was a bit freakish.
No, really, look
Ricky's
at
just
him.
there going,
yeah. Ricky can't control himself. P.P.P.P.P.S. That's because you're not the chosen brother, Eli. It was Paul who was chosen. You see, he found me, told me about your land. You're just a fool. You're just a fool, Eli. It was Paul. He's the prophet. He's the smart one. He knew what was there, and he found me to take it out of the ground. What was not Rainey's voice?
Love the vids.
Oh, yeah, no,
really
it's Robert.
enjoy them. Ha! Think this Game of Thrones episode was one of the best. When Tyrion and Khaleesi met, my face went like, oh, what the fuck, finally.
Yes, finally we see Daenerys and Tyrion talking.
Yeah, the big reveal.
And that was some of the best dialogue I've seen between two awesome characters and two great actors.
Episode. He's talking about the one before this one.
Who's next?
I thought you were going to react.
A crazy guy you know says,
this episode was actually pretty great. I enjoyed that all the plots moved forward. I'm loving the Tyrion and Jorah roadshow. Seemingly what Game of Thrones does best are traveling characters, as well as seeing Cersei finally get what's coming to her. I love the scene between Olenna Tyrell and the High Septon.
me too.
Nothing is worse than people like that. Those guys are just lunatics. Really, Stannis could just take the King's Landing at this point. Nobody's home at the Red Keep. Stannis wouldn't tolerate those religious fanatics bullshit. He just wiped the robe bros out on his way to the Iron Throne. Also, it was great to see the Sand Snakes plotline finally get fleshed out. No complaints.
It was fleshed out?
I guess. I don't know.
Is that a pun? Like flesh?
Oh,
fleshed
I get
out?
it. Fleshed out. Nice.
Is that one of them thinking comments?
They're smarter than us.
Lol in flames. Gotta tone it down a bit on this. On the this did not happen in the books line, Oxnard. When they actually did in some variation. Maester Aemon did die of old age, and Sam did get laid by Gilly after Aemon died. The difference from the book is where it happened, which was on a ship from a bunch of Summer Islanders heading to Old Town.
Okay, I mean, that's...
So
I didn't say it didn't happen in the book. I said this is not where it
we
happened.
know what happened in the book. We were
Yeah.
just commenting on...
I
All
assume
right, I'll tone that down.
You tone it down, Oxnard.
I assumed that the Sam Gilly
That was 19 hours ago?
23 hours ago, according to mine.
Mine has 19.
Mine is
It
23.
says edited, which means he edited the comment.
Want to tone it down on the time frame that you
Yeah.
have for comments,
All right,
Oxnard?
All right, okay.
Tone it down. Tone down the rhetoric.
David?
You just got dobbied.
Maybe the gift stood for D&D finally gifting us a decent Game of Thrones episode. I actually like this season, but gotta give in to the season 5 sock circle joke, am I right?
Yeah, the past few episodes kind of stunk. This one was very good.
This one's for
What are their name? David Linioff and
David Benioff and
Benioff?
D.B. Weiss. Yeah.
D.B. Weiss, yeah. Redonkuloid. I have a random theory regarding dicks and balls. I always assumed the Unsullied were nutless, but still had their dicks. Just because they wanted them undistracted by women doesn't mean they wouldn't have to pee like Keurigs.
Oh, God. That's disgusting. What a disgusting... Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to pee. Getting a pee ready.
Dicks are still useful for peeing while standing and without removing too much armor.
Wow, this is an in-depth
Then again,
analysis.
now that we know that cock merchants exist, perhaps they couldn't afford not to remove them. That's true of all these cock merchants. That's a huge market,
Yeah.
Maybe their pee just runs down their legs.
like women.
Yeah, like you were really proud of that, boss.
Conversely, I always assumed Reek was dickless, but still had his balls. This would be like ongoing torture, since he would still feel urges, but would be
That's
unable to
interesting.
express them. I have never read the books nor paid very close attention to
Just like the
discussions
dick
of
stuff.
junk in the show, so I know nothing. Keep up the great work, you guys are the best. You found the perfect guys to listen to.
He's just like Googling stuff for like controversial dick removal in TV. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Why do I feel like this guy is like made up of mostly dicks? He's got dicks for fingers.
Edward Dickhands, which I think
That's
is a porno.
porn.
Yeah.
That's got to be a porn.
Next.
Barack Conforti, Mr. Capra Demon.
You gotta do it in a Barack Obama way.
Hey guys, love your show, as always. I was wondering if any of you are playing the Game of Thrones game by Telltale, and what are your thoughts on it compared to the show? Thanks in advance. Keep up the good work.
That was awful.
Yeah, that was
well,
Barack Obama.
I don't do a Barack Obama impersonation.
Any plans to play the Telltale games? They do the Walking Dead game and the Game of Thrones game.
Sure.
They're like story driven. They're like cartoony.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Just realized our butts were touching. That's awful.
You put your butt on my butt.
Oh.
I liked it.
Patrick Snow says, the doom of Valeria happens around 330 years before the show's events. Before the show events, the long night which...
Brought the White Walkers.
Wait, the doom of Valeria happened 330 years before the show events, the long night, which brought the White Walkers and their whites, 9 ice zombies. Where's that parentheses coming from? Happened between 6,000, 8,000 years before the book/show events.
I don't understand that paragraph.
That's a sentence, believe it or not.
I don't understand that.
The doom of Valeria was just some weird volcanic earthquake disaster that may have been caused by magic. There was only one Dragonstone, and it was an outpost in Westeros for the Valyrian Empire. After Valeria was destroyed, this caused chaos and war. Dragonstone was one of few places to survive, so the Targaryens fled there, where they governed a small kingdom consisting of a few isles, until Aegon and his sister wives decided to conquer the 7 kingdoms with their dragons.
Yes,
I'm
that's
skeptical.
correct. No, but that's what happened.
Well, he's just saying that's the theory.
That's the lore.
There's no definite evidence.
Yeah, but that's the lore.
But there's no definite evidence.
I just don't understand, because I'm trying to understand what was trying to be said in the first, but it's like all jumbled. The doom of Valyria happened 330 years, brought the White Walkers, events the Long Night, 6,000 before book. That's what I got.
With a parentheses.
With a parentheses thrown in a Q.
Jinso 24, boss?
What are the Greyjoys up to? Did they just give up on their plan to take the North? Maybe they are hanging out with Gendry, Rickon, and Osha, and the Brotherhood without years. Seems like a lot of characters haven't even been shown once this season. I'm still waiting for some closure on the mountain. Is that something you guys think they will show or mention by the end of this season? Also, not sure if Brienne's vision is amazing, but Pod is with her, and he has the eyes of an elf. P.S. Have you guys played South Park: The Stick of Truth? Great game! Sounds like you guys got your Asian accents from South Park. Damn Mongolians.
Oh, you goddamn Mongolians! The Shitty Walk guy?
Oh, welcome to Shitty Walk.
Welcome to Shitty Walk!
Damn Mongolians! I've seen
I want
The
to play
Stick of
that
Truth.
game.
It's hilarious.
Is it?
I have no idea if you'll be able to stream it because it is a South Park game.
I think I saw somebody streaming it once.
I'm pretty sure
there's some game that just came out that Twitch banned.
I think there's a part where Randy pretends to be a woman and someone tries to perform an abortion on him.
Oh my god!
And you're the one performing the abortion.
Oh my
That's
God.
one part of the game.
Those guys are so.
There's definitely
fucked up. It's
Nazis in
hilarious.
it. Yeah, that's true. There are. I was saying before, this episode was so good at distracting us from the fact that they're not really telling us about whatever, like the Greyjoys, like the mountain, what's going on with the phrase.
The work continues. Mm-hmm. The inventor says, "I think the present Baelish has for Lady Tyrell is Robert's bastard, Gendry. This would be proof of Tormund's illegitimacy. Also, why is Gilly's kid still a tiny baby? That incestuous runt was born way back in Season 3. Shouldn't that thing be nearly walking by now?"
It's too cold to walk.
Oh, Gendry. The guy who disappeared after
Yeah,
he
so
had
remember
sex
last
with
week
the...
we were like, what is Peter talking to old lady Tyrell about? What is... And then we came to the conclusion that it was Lancel because Lancel had information. Do you think it could be
Yeah, that was a
Gendry?
guess. It could be. Also a good guess.
Because the last time we saw Gendry,
I
he
thought
was...
I nailed it with that, but now he could be. He's making me think
Why
It
would
could
it be
be.
proof of his illegitimacy, though?
because that he's Robert's bastard.
But why would it be proof of
Well, that's-
Tormund's
Because that's what Eddard Stark was looking for him. He found Gendry and was going to use him because he had like information from John Arryn, who was killed in the beginning of the story, and that's what kind of started the whole thing. Because John Arryn found out that Cersei and Jaime were fucking, and then that the kids were theirs and all this kind of stuff. So he mysteriously died. It was like he was poisoned. So anyway, that's what, and then so Eddard caught on to this, but then everything went to hell, and that's when Jaime ends up fighting him, and he's gets thrown in jail. That's why Sildari says, "Woo! 2 for hype." I don't know what that is. Thanks, Sildari.
I like his comments the best. They intrigue me.
Yeah, he always has like little happy faces, exclamation marks. He's always having a good time, that guy.
Yeah, we need.
He
those
likes the
kind of
stream.
comments.
Seems like a go-getter. You need people like that in your life. Doers. Positive doers.
Not like us.
Negative not
Negative
getters.
don'ters.
Negative don'ters.
Is that everybody?
I think it might be. Oh, you know what? He might... I know what he's talking about.
Dobid.
Because last week I said I was going to be away, so we're going to do a 2 for
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
Okay.
Jeez, I forgot you were leaving.
So that's next week. Luckily, before I left...
Don't tune in.
You could tune in and watch our old stuff. It's great.
Yeah, sure. Sorry, I nodded off there for a second.
Thanks for your comments. Feel free to leave more this week. Just keep in mind we're not going to get to them for another 2 weeks. Unless you guys want to take the reins and do an episode, Boss and Dexter episode.
Could do that.
How are we going to do that?
We'll record it at my house.
Oh, we could do that. Yeah, let's do it. Because we had an Oxnard boss episode,
I don't know
which
how
was
to
classic.
upload to YouTube, but
I loved it.
Just save it for when I get back.
We'll do a
You
boss
want- we can
Dexter
record it
episode.
if
Yeah,
you
we'll
want.
do it. Yeah.
we could stream too. We could
stream it.
and then I can record I'll record the stream.
How you going to... Okay. All right.
Stream it.
Well, I record all the stream. Well, we don't
Okay.
have to stream it. Well, I
Do
mean,
whatever you want.
We could announce it right now.
We're gonna do a twofer with you.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Either
can
way.
announce it that we'll do it on a stream
Yeah, but the stream's tomorrow.
for
This
next
isn't-
Tuesday.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
announce
yeah,
that we'll
yeah,
do
yeah.
a
Oh
review.
yes, you're right. I don't know why I was confused.
I mean, you guys can do that. I'm just not going to be here, just so that people know.
Exactly. Just
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, do it. I'll look
No,
forward to it.
we can talk about it during the stream. We'll see how it goes,
we'll
and
be
then
funny.
we'll do it when you're here.
He's feeling insecure. He doesn't want us to do it.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
We don't want to make you feel insecure.
I didn't hear what he said.
He said he's feeling insecure, and then he
gonna
giggled
announce it.
wildly.
Go ahead, announce it.
I dare you. I fucking dare you. Go ahead and announce it. It's not getting out there. No, we can do that, and then when you come back, we'll record
Yeah.
the same stuff.
There you go.
It's all good.
Yeah.
And then we'll do that.
So go ahead, announce it. It's your stream.
How should we announce it? Let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, no.
This is an
happening now.
announcement.
If you look towards the center ring,
Ladies and gentlemen, please calm down.
Prepare for the announcement. Here's the announcement.
So while Oxnard is away, Dexter and Boss will play.
Yes.
And if you tune
Not
in...
with each other.
No, not like that.
It sounded
Video
like
technically
games.
you will be.
Video games, yeah, not other things.
I'm curious to see what happens when I'm not around.
Oh, man.
I'm looking forward to this stream. It's
gonna be
when I get back.
going to be an absolute shit show. Boss and I will be discussing Game of Thrones, the new
Yes.
episodes,
With no Oxnard.
episodes 9 and 10.
No, just 9.
Unbound.
Just 9.
Oh, just 9.
I'll be back by
Oh,
the
yes,
tonight.
you'll be back. So episode 9 will be discussed sans Oxnard,
discussion
live
on
on
the
stream,
Dexter
and
channel.
we'll be talking at the same time, just like we are now.
Twitch.tv.
Live.
So that will be next Tuesday at 7. Twitch.tv/SDSDexter.
Let's see what the date is.
That will be the
I'll
Eastern
look
Standard Time
on my
USA.
calendar.
June 10th, I'm going to guess. June 10th or 11th.
What's today, the 1st?
Yes.
So it'll be the 9th.
June
The
9th.
9th
June 9th.
of June.
Twitch.tv/SDSDexter. Go there. Boss and Dexter will talk about episode 9 of Game of Thrones called
Yes.
The Dance with Dragons.
Ooh.
I will not be here, but I'll be back
And I will
the week after.
I will perform my dance with dragons. You will not see it.
The Forbidden
This is audio.
Dance with
It'll be
dragons.
interpreted through various video game play.
And we're going to need a background picture for a stream while we
So,
talk.
Go ahead. Get to work on that.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I'll just take a screenshot.
I'll be on vacation.
Easy.
Living the life
I'll do
without
it. I got
Boss
it. I'll
and
do it.
Dexter.
I got to finish D&D. All right.
Can we talk about the show? I forgot.
Yeah.
I feel like we've done everything already.
Episode 8 of Season 5 of Game of Thrones called Hardhome starts off with Daenerys, Tyrion, Jorah, Missandei, some Unsullied in the room. They're having quite a talk. Boss, what are they talking about?
You know, sometimes there's a time for politics and deciding what to do with people. And this is one of those times, see? Sir Jorah, what do we do? Can't talk. Tyrion can.
Can't live with him, can't live
Sir
without him.
Jorah, what do we do?
Sir Jorah, why are you asking him? Let me free. I want to be.
Forgive
happy.
me.
Forgive me.
I'm sorry.
Stone Skinny.
I'm so lonely.
I got Grail Skelly.
Hot Slavey.
His name was Quothel. Missandei.
His name's Quotho.
Please forgive me. Daenerys.
So Daenerys is obviously untrusting of everybody in the room except for herself and Missandei.
She says, I promise to kill him if he ever returns. What does that make me?
Yeah.
Tyrion kind of goes like, look, you're not going to make a lot of friends, killing people who are so devoted to you. She kind of does a subtle look in her face that acknowledges that perhaps this dwarf man is speaking truths.
Whoa! Bombshell. And then he's like, look,
I may be short.
you can't kill him, but you can't have him here. Kick him out! I'm paraphrasing.
I'm not trying to be short with you, my queen.
Oh my god, we're going there. It only took 5 seasons, I think, to get one of those jokes,
I
actually.
love short jokes.
That just means words, jokes using the word short.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean specific to little people. That's the long and short of it, I
I'm
guess.
sorry you think so little of me.
No.
Oh. Yeah, I do. Moving on. Anyway,
Yes.
Jorah gets kicked out of the city.
Yes.
It looks down.
She doesn't
still
wanna
on
kill him.
grayscale.
Poor Sir Jorah. He thought it would clear up.
Tyrion earns a little favor with Daenerys. Also, there was some interesting discussion about, maybe I should kill you for what Lannisters did to my family. And then he's like, well, I killed my mother when I was born, and
then
I killed my father.
the day I died.
Yeah. I am a ghost.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
He's like, I'm the greatest Lannister killer there is.
Is he true? Is that a true statement?
Is he true? Yeah, he's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
yeah,
not one other guy who maybe killed like 2 or 3 Lannister soldiers in a war somewhere?
Well, it's the point that he killed,
okay.
you know what I mean?
Important Lannisters.
They're not there right now.
Right.
He's like, you know what, you're right. You should really get this guy. He loves killing Lannisters.
Yeah.
Actually, you should give
James
me
Bob
to him.
lives over there in Flea Bottom.
Man.
He just
I gotta
pisses
say-
on him.
If you're in a
Acid piss.
if you're in a gladiator arena, the last person you want to fight is somebody who's got nothing to lose.
That's
That's
true.
Ser Jorah.
I feel like everyone in the gladiator pit has nothing to lose. Well,
Their
no.
lives. Ser
See-
Jorah's dead no matter what.
No,
That's
you
the
know what?
point.
No, I was wrong. But this is what I would say. Here's my rebuttal. Maximus didn't have, well, he had stuff to lose, right?
Well, he wanted vengeance.
He wanted his revenge because
That's a completely different.
Well, I can't wait for
circumstance.
Oxnard to be listening to me trying to speak there.
wait, what?
I could not get words out of my mouth. Maximus was the he had something to live for.
That's a
Killing
different circumstance
Joaquin Phoenix.
completely.
Well, you just said it. Gladiators in the arena. He was a gladiator in the arena. In fact,
that's like me saying
his
I love
name
carrots.
his name is
You're
Gladiator.
saying, well, apples don't taste like carrots. Okay.
No one's talking about apples. We're both talking about carrots.
Listen, let's move on. I don't
That's
know,
more like if you said the last thing you want to face in the arena is a carrot.
I
with
don't know what
nothing
the hell
to
you
lose.
guys are talking about.
And I'm talking about like this carrot's got something to lose, and he was the best. He was the carrotiest carrot there was.
All right, Jorah goes back to the slaver, and he's like, take me back. How much can you sell me for? I'm the best you got. And he's like, hey, you hit me in the face, bro. He's like, hey, look, you can have me flayed if you want, but
Flogged.
flogged, whatever, shagged, buggery, it's all up to you.
Fornicating?
The point is, I want to fight for the queen, all right? And I'm the best you got. Take me on board, bro.
Then show me.
And the guy rubs his chin.
Embarrass
Goes,
and sell me.
yes, yes, yes.
Interesting.
So we'll see what happens with Jorah.
Yeah, and Jorah keeps looking down at his arm, and he's like, no, damn, it's still there.
Yeah.
Shit.
Maybe it's sunbird.
He really has nothing to lose because
Yeah.
it's either wait around for this
Right.
thing to kill him, and then he's
He might as well go
outcast.
down,
Or go out
taken
with
out.
glory.
Yeah. See, now
For glory!
what?
Now, if he amputated his own arm, would that get rid of the grayscale? Is
That's
that
a good
just
question.
Is that in him?
Probably not.
No.
Yeah, why wouldn't it,
Is
though?
it similar to flesh-eating disease, where you have to completely remove that appendage before it spreads?
I think this comparison
Does it
works well.
masticize?
In my D&D campaign, it doesn't work if you have a tattoo on your arm and you chop off your arm. It just crawls up your arm.
Yeah, but that's pretty magical.
Yeah, but that's a
this is like a
spell
biological
that's cast. This
disease.
is- yeah.
Maybe this is magical.
Nah, I don't think so.
So, boss, your theory is grayscale is a magically imbued disease?
I don't know. I'm pretty pro magic. I'll buy it.
That's not
He's
what I
buying
asked.
his own theory. Shocking. I buy it. Who would have thought? I
Moving
got
on.
a theory, but it's really, I don't like it at all.
Cersei, the Sparrows, and Master Qyburn.
Do you confess? That's what I kept thinking of from Braveheart when they were torturing.
Yes. Say it.
Hey, what's
Yes.
that on?
Word.
What's that on your?
the emblem on my cloak.
What's that on your cheek? A ladle.
Nice.
Smack.
Okay, so very tall, burly,
Torturing nuns who love to laugh.
scary nun keeps walking in, torturing Cersei by offering her water. Only if she confesses. Cersei keeps saying to her, every day I'm in here, I'm just thinking of all the different fucking ways that you're gonna die, bitch.
She's giving her like the Al Capone from the Untouchables. Like, you're dead! Your family's dead! Your house burned to the ground! All that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Culminates with the Master Qyburn coming in there saying, okay, so they've called back your Uncle Kevin?
Kevan?
Kevan?
I thought it was Kelvin.
I think it's Kevan.
It's Kevin, Kevan.
Yeah.
And he's now Hand, the
Joffrey?
king, and head of the small council.
Eddard?
Eddard, yeah.
John?
Peter, Peter?
Peter?
Peter? My name's Peter Baelish.
Bran?
So anyway, Meister Qyburn.
Meister Qyburn working
Meister
in
Qyburn. He's like, look, there is a way out. First of all, his Toman ain't doing too good.
Yeah,
right? Won't
still on
talk
his
to
hunger
anybody.
strike.
Yeah.
like a douchebag. Like a
your,
baby.
Your uncle won't come to meet you. She's super pissed that he's even back, and now he's head of the small council. Also, Maester Pycelle, Grand Maester Pycelle is the one who called him, so that pisses her off even more. And then he's like, look, there is a way out, and she knows he's talking to confess.
Or For a split second, I was thinking, unleash the mountain.
Yes, Mecha
He's going to
Mountain.
bust in there like the Kool-Aid Man.
See, what was the comment that had the mountain? Wanted to know where the mountain was.
Yeah, that's where he is.
Yeah, forget.
He's tunneling.
It's true. It's like, what's going on with the mountain?
Well, we know what's going on with the mountain because Maester Qybron says it. He goes, "The work continues.
Yeah, but
The
that could
work
just be anything.
continues." You know what it is. Because
you know what
Cersei's
it
checked up on it before.
Yeah.
I know.
It's like Dexter saying, "Oh, that's not the mountain on that bed."
It's not.
I
that-
didn't say that.
It's not that bad. Because
First of all, excellent impression.
You know he's
Secondly,
working.
I
on a-
didn't say that.
You know he's working on a bunch of different stuff.
Sure.
Not just the mountain. He's stabbing rats and going interesting. You know?
Because it's all tests for the mountain.
Yes. Okay.
So every rat hurts when I stab it up the ass.
Yes, I see. So they all die when I cut their heads off.
Yes.
How curious.
That's how they kill them too. Like when they make mink coats, it's horrible. They put a rod up
They
the
make
mink.
mink coats out of rats?
No, a mink coat out of a mink. They shove an electrical rod up the ass because it doesn't damage the fur, but it kills them and cooks it from the inside.
I'm not pro fur.
Yeah, you monster.
Yeah.
Have they walking in with your fur shoes, fur belt, fur earmuffs?
All living though.
It's the middle of summer.
And unharmed.
Her underwear, Dexter? Doesn't even make sense.
I spread peanut butter over my entire body and then lay down in the forest for a little while.
I went to his house. He had
And
a
my
fur
clothes
hammock.
come to me.
He had fur wine coolers.
Usually it's just ants.
I don't even know how that works.
Yeah.
His fridge was covered in fur. His dog was wearing a fur coat.
Only the finest to keep my mayonnaise cool.
He has a faux fur coat.
He's a furry. Disgusting.
I love Sonic the Hedgehog fucking.
Yeah. Moving on.
Doesn't it burn, though? So fast.
He kills a lot. He kills a lot. There's many victims.
Can we not? Let's not talk about sexual things with Sonic the Hedgehog because we don't want that.
We don't want to arouse. We don't want to arouse Oxnard.
That audience.
We do not want those people coming
You know what's
around.
funny?
Oh,
I
welcome.
was talking to my father on the phone.
Sonicophiles.
Hold on. Okay.
I was talking to my father.
Talk
on
to
the
your
phone.
phone on the phone. How does this happen from this conversation?
Well, he calls me usually. Is how it happens. And
No,
then
I mean
go,
like we were talking
"Hello?"
about.
Hey, son, you like Sonic, too?
No, it's not about Sonic. It just this Sonic reminded me of it. But he was looking at. He saw something on the news talking about Bruce Jenner. You know, becoming like Diane Jenner or
Caitlyn.
something. Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Call me Caitlin.
So anyway, he's looking at. So all I hear is like, "Oh man, oh my god, oh jeez, oh," and I was like, "Are you getting turned on?" Then he was asking me about how to add like an email to his phone, and then I told him, and then it called him back, and he was like, "I didn't realize. I just was going back to the conversation in my head and heard what you said to me, and he didn't realize I was making fun of him." Anyway, he was like laughing hysterically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he was aroused. He called me back to tell me.
Okay.
Yeah, he was turned on.
All I got is Dexter's dad wants to fuck Sonic the Hedgehog. So moving on.
Yes.
Sonic the Hedgehog? That's what you got from that?
Yes. Arya.
No, it's Caitlyn Jenner.
Arya, or should I say Lana?
Or tight-haired Susie of the docks.
And what does she sell?
No, it's the cat.
What does she sell? Oysters.
Oysters, cockles, and clams plucked right
no.
from the dock.
Wrong!
Cuckles is last.
Clams and cuckles!
Oysters, clams, and cockles, which are delicious. Although I prefer raw oysters to
Plucked
raw
right
clams.
from the sea.
Yeah, you like it raw, don't you?
I love it raw.
Cockney.
Wet,
You, Sonic, and Caitlyn Jenner.
wet and raw. The Oxnard story.
Your most wet and raw
You,
Cockney
Sonic,
accent.
Caitlyn Jenner, and my dad.
Okay, so she's going with going it over with Joker. What's his name?
Jokar.
Joker.
Joker.
Going it over with the Joker. She's saying, okay, I'm going to take a left on 1313 Mockingbird Lane. I'm going to make a right on Plymouth Street. I'm going to go
Slap!
up the hill. No! You're going to make a right, and you're going to be looking for something. What am I looking for? If I told you, it wouldn't matter, idiot.
A girl's
Face
supposed
this.
to know.
Now cut off your face and get the fuck out there. So she's walking around there with a wheelbarrow full of shellfish.
Yep.
Selling them on the streets.
She hasn't earned a new face yet, but she has earned a new hairdo.
Oh, yeah. And an outfit.
She went to makeover camp.
Right, so
In
basically,
Cockney school.
she comes across this guy who
the
basically
gutter.
takes...
Oh, first of all,
I wanted to ask you,
okay.
Dexter, can you explain to me how this guy is swindling these people?
So this guy's very confusing to me because first I'll start with this.
Seems like a
Did
loan
not
officer.
expect that accent coming from him.
He looked like
I
he was
thought
half
he was
Asian.
like Asian, and I was expecting an Asian kind of accent.
Damn Mongolians!
Give me clam.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the shitty walk guy. Oh, goddamn crams!
You pay me now. You give me $24.
You give me crab. Go fresh. Anyway.
We be more offensive.
Yeah. If you're still listening, what I was going to say was
If you haven't realized
that threw me off right away.
But if you haven't realized that we're ignorant hate tanks at this point, moving on.
So I was thrown by that to start with because it has such a like a flea bottom kind of accent or whatever. He's like, he's like, I'll take 4 with vinegar. Give me 4 oysters
maggoty bread
with vinegar.
I gotta say, she went a little heavy on the vinegar there. I don't know if
That thing was swimming in
the
vinegar.
real cockle girl would have did that.
You have to remember, back
She's
in
a
this
real
back in the
cockle
day, like spices and flavorful food, hard to come by. So when
Vinegar was
if
all
you
you
have-
had.
Vinegar is such a great
However-
savory taste, especially with seafood. I definitely next time I have
vinegar savory or sour?
it's a savory, salty, a bit of sourness. It's very tart. It hits you right to it's
that's why I was thinking
enticing.
the sourness.
However,
more.
some people think
It's very vinegary.
that we've
I'm good at cooking.
we've changed fruits and vegetables and meat so much from like growing them for quantity instead of quality that they taste less.
GMOs,
Yes.
bro.
I
used to need less.
I actually heard a
spice.
Thanks
statistic.
a lot, Monsanto.
I heard a statistic, and I'm going to look this up to make sure I'm not wrong. But I think it from tree to shelf takes about 4 to 6 weeks for like an apple.
Wow.
Like by the
How
time
long
they
would
pick
it
it,
have taken?
well, back in the day, you go up to an apple tree, you pick
Yeah.
the apple, you eat it.
Yeah.
Have you ever had like a strawberry?
apples
no,
come
no,
from
I thought you
trees,
meant-
Dexter. Not
No, I thought he meant to
supermarkets.
grow. I thought he meant to grow.
no, I
Like
mean-
that was
No, yeah.
like if you like to get the apple. Yeah, never mind. I thought you meant. I thought you meant
quick
like in
tree.
nature it took longer. Like the 4 to 6 weeks was the shortened time. That's
No,
what I
no,
thought you
no,
were
no.
saying.
I'm talking about from the time it's on the tree,
Yeah.
and then after they treat it with pesticides to make sure it's that red.
Yeah.
After all those weeks to be on the shelf and still consumable.
Well, what they've done is it's interesting that you said that, boss, because the whole point that they've done with fruits and vegetables is to make them bigger and juicier and everything more so than they would be in nature too.
Have you ever had a strawberry?
No, it's originally it's for
That's why you have like
Quantity.
seedless watermelons and like everything's
it's more
bigger.
for quantity.
Well, I guess that goes with the bigger.
That's why they have the heirloom tomatoes.
Yes. Have you ever had a real heirloom tomatoes?
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, that's when you realize that tomato is actually a fruit. Did you know that?
Yes, I knew a tomato was a fruit. He's looking at me like
guy.
I'm a fucking.
We got to teach Dexter everything.
But if you have an
Close. I
heirloom
almost found
tomato,
out
like
I
a
didn't
real
know that.
heirloom tomato, it's like thick, it's rich, it's so flavorful. Yeah.
I don't like tomatoes.
I think if you had an heirloom tomato.
I like those Kumado ones actually.
Oh, yeah, the browner? The
Yeah.
brown one? Yes, those are
Those
excellent.
are the tomatoes that I like. You know what I hate?
Yeah, but they taste
Cherry
exactly like-
tomatoes.
Really?
Makes me just want cherries.
I eat them.
I love cherry
No,
tomatoes.
I don't know. You know what's weird? I went to a barbecue. Somebody brought stuffed cherry tomatoes.
Stuffed cherry tomatoes.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
That's like
They stuffed them?
finger work.
Detailed.
Yeah, dexterous
Detailed.
fingers.
You know what always fascinated me? How you take the pit out of an olive without destroying the olive.
There's like a thing that they
Think
just
about
shove
it.
in there. I think isn't there?
Yeah, but how the what the
it
fuck
does.
is
it makes a hole in the olive.
Yeah, but it's weird,
They
man.
have a guy
That's,
just
the pit in
suck
an
it
olive
out.
is so big.
What else does he suck?
Ooh.
All right, moving
Sorry,
on.
guys, gotta go to work down at the olive factory.
They hired me for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know why, but I have a specific, unique talent that's perfect for getting the pits out. Oh boy,
This conversation
this is an
going
offensive
awry.
episode.
I always laugh at that.
That was my dad. Right after he realized he wanted to fuck Caitlyn Jenner.
And Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
All right.
Arya, did we do her yet? Yes,
We just did her.
Some of her.
So basically, I was going to ask you to explain the
yeah.
scam.
I don't understand what this. So the captain goes and puts a bet on him, or the gambler is basically gambling that this guy's going to come back.
Something like that.
He's going to come back alive because the captain is doing it because he's like, if I die at sea, then my family will get money. I was
Something like
very and I know people.
I did not follow it at all.
You guys will know what it is, and you'll tell us in the comments, I'm sure, or somebody hopefully will. I could not understand what was going on there.
Okay. Basically,
It seemed like a lose-lose for the captain.
the overall idea I got is that, like, when you place this bet, obviously people are working from the inside to make the bet be in one favor, this and that, and this guy who's taking the bets is fully aware of that, so he can make the most profit. Boss, your first reaction that as she was putting the vinegar on the oysters that he was poisoning him.
Yeah.
But really, she was just gathering information.
Right. Now she's going to go poison him.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Because a gift for the thin man.
So here's a cool thing about this episode. We're introduced to so many cool things. You see Tyrion meeting Daenerys for the first time. You have Arya going for her first mission.
Yeah. And she's excited.
You see Cersei finally getting what the fuck is coming to her after all this time. And you see how awesome that actress is.
Yeah, licking the floor.
Well, we've seen how awesome she is the entire series, though.
Yeah. Well, we've seen her be the bitch and the royalty all the time. Now we get to see her at her lowest fucking point, and it's still really, like, awesome. All right, I guess moving on. Theon, Reek, Sansa, and Ramsay stuff.
Big thing here was Theon comes clean to Sansa.
That's the other big thing happening in this episode.
Reveals that Bran and Rickon are still alive. Now Sansa knows.
Don't know where they
And
are.
she knows that the Boltons know. Because Ramsay found that out, right? Because didn't Theon give that shit up to him? He did.
Yeah,
If I remember
definitely.
correctly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So she knows then
Wait,
that the Boltons
really?
know. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Because he's like,
I
no, I
forget
can't.
now.
Because Theon's going, I can't say, not
I
unless
wanna say
Master
that-
says so.
I want to say that they don't know.
I always
Really?
No, I
Yeah.
always recently I've been thinking that they did
thought they
know,
knew.
but now I think I might be wrong.
Maybe I thought they knew because I was thinking from like the book. They say they have Arya in the book.
Oxnard, stop bringing up the book.
Yeah, tone it down, Oxnard. Jeez, we get it. It's different. Cripes.
No, guys, you don't understand. In the book, actually, there was actually some spearwives, and then Mance was over here, and then doing this.
I love that face. It's such a weird face.
His nose is so turned up.
I know.
Like I'm
my
always
God.
smelling
His
something
forehead
bad.
did
Yeah.
things.
Oh
That was
man,
interesting.
it's real snobby.
Yeah, I would not be
Yeah.
friends with that Oxnard.
You know, girls who like they always have that look in their face, like they smell something bad all the time.
Sylvester Stallone has that face too.
Hey yo,
farted
around here.
Yo, boxing.
Hey yo, stepped in shit.
Right, what were we
Anyway.
talking about?
What's next? The other thing with the Boltons.
Oh, it's your hand.
Oh, how the Boltons. I don't.
Oh yeah.
I don't,
yeah. Do they know?
I think that's just a secret between Theon and Sansa right now.
I think it may be.
And for a while,
I
Theon
agree.
was just holding.
Secrets.
With Theon. My name is Reek.
Great secret. Great secret, buddy. What were you gonna say about
They also talk about Stannis' army. I guess Ramsay's going to get 20 guys. He's going to go assault.
Oh yeah, so they're talking about right. Stannis is making his way, but winter has basically arrived, and the snows are already piling
They
up.
could perfectly guard Winterfell, and they're just going to lay siege until they reach.
Food for 6 months. We got all we need to
let 'em
wear
starve.
it out
Got my wife
in
to
comfort.
eat.
Yeah, look how huge she is. Am I right? And then
We've stored all
Wall
the
de
food
Frey?
in her.
That's the only insight we have to the phrase at this point, is Fat Wall de Frey.
yeah, because Tully is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
But then Ramsay's like, "Fuck that! I say we go out and meet them.
I got my
Hit
20
hit
drinking
'em
buddies.
hard. Yeah, take it to them.
We're going to go over there.
Hit them where it hurts.
Yeah, over there.
All I need is 20 good men." That wasn't Ramsay at all.
You know what I think?
That's terrible. That was Hannibal Lecter.
I think
20
that,
good men.
I think Ramsay's he's gonna go there with 20 guys and like infiltrate, pretend to join.
Hey, you guys, Stannis' army, we wants in.
Yeah.
Probably
We'll
do
see.
it more sneakily.
Or he just comes across them and is like, "Hey, let me hire you."
Now, I
dudes."
know I'm
Or
notorious.
he just sneaks in and just blends in with
I know I'm
everything.
notorious
That
for
probably
this.
could work too.
I'm notorious for this, and I'm sorry, but in the book,
Oh, my God, dude. Come on. We've been through this.
I'm curious where the show's going to go, and I understand the show's doing things differently. Whoever out there criticized me for some reason, I'm just curious how they're going to do it. In the book, very different
Great
things happen.
insight. We know it's different. This
Okay.
is a show. This is on the TV.
Oh, this is the show.
Yeah.
Oh.
You were reading the book. That's on paper. Sometimes on another screen, not a TV.
You know what's a fascinating
Kindle.
fact I just
Yeah.
learned recently?
Or an other e-reader.
You know when you're reading a book,
Mm-hmm.
the color black is the absence of all color. So when you're reading a book,
You're reading nothing.
yeah, you're not reading the words.
Welcome to
Listen,
Token Up with STS.
you're not reading the words.
Okay. Now, the words are reading you, man. No, we're getting mad. I'm sorry, Oxnard. Go ahead.
You're reading around
What your
the
brain is registering is the space outside of the blackness. Because you don't actually see black.
Right.
So nobody reads in between the lines.
Actually, you are reading.
You're reading
We
around the
read-
lines.
The lines.
All right, just keep going. Black is the absence of color. I was just listening to...
You know that a line...
Oxnard always wears it.
You know that a line is
I can't be seen.
from point A
You're
to
seeing
point B.
around me.
I'm invisible. You women don't see me in your
I'm
locker
the king
room.
of the popes.
You hear me 'cause I'm
Hey,
talking.
Chicken King? What? He's lost his rocker.
Oh, man.
Roose Bolton's awesome. That's a note I have here. Moving on.
Although he's making a bold move, looking like he's going to go with Ramsey's plan.
Oh, what was that other thing that he said?
Well, the scene cuts before he can be like, yes, Ramsey, we will do that plan. Ramsey just kind of... It sounded very similar to Asha Greyjoy when she was like, we'll take 20 of our best killers.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get back Theon before he becomes Reek.
That's how Theon says, reek.
Like he isn't bad indigestion.
Like he's kind of hiccuping as he's doing it.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
not Theon. Reek. Sam, Gilly, and Ollie. Sam, still recuperating from his onslaught.
Ollie's getting too much screen time.
Ollie walks in with 20 loaves of bread, Sam's daily requirement.
Sam's breakfast.
Gilly is treating his wounds.
He's tweeting.
Yeah, Gilly's there like,
So Sam's healing a little.
got beat up
Ollie.
Sam, you got me the iPhone 6 Plus. It's too big.
Sam, can you help me program Siri? I want her to have an
Only
Indian
the
accent.
extended battery.
I downloaded Catan.
oh my.
Fucking Wildling beat me. He made the longest road.
Longest road, Sam.
Ollie's a
Do you
little
believe
upset.
it?
Ollie's like, hey, that wasn't an attack on my village.
It was a slaughter.
It was a slaughter. But technically, I guess it was an attack. The point is, you're saying like we fought back. We were just hanging around growing potatoes, and this guy Tormund walks in with his beard.
We were making fun of my mom. Now she's
Guys were
dead.
jerks. He made me look at it. I'm Ollie. So Ollie's getting pissed off, and I think in the future, especially maybe in 2 episodes,
Sam's dead. Ollie kills
Sam's gonna pay for this.
How many of you thought that Ollie poisoned Sam's food?
I know Ollie was up to something.
Ollie was given some shifty-eyed looks.
Well, the thing with Ollie, they're slowly building it up. Like the gears are turning.
Yeah. The thing with Ollie, this kid is like acting.
What?
When you see him, he's like, yes, I'm listening. And you can see it, like, he's just overdoing it. It's hard to hide. It's so obvious, everything that this kid is going through.
Well, this
and
kid's going to be
feels.
trouble in the future.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. It's so clear. Yeah. He keeps making, like, faces like, what the fuck are you talking about?
saying.
Every time anyone in authority tells him something that contradicts how he feels about the wildlings, he doesn't seem to be like, oh, yeah, okay, I see your point.
know-
He's like, fuck you,
You know what'd be
you fat
hilarious?
shit.
You know what'd be hilarious if they make it like Ollie shoots another person, but they cut to the same exact scene where he stands.
Where he's 3 years younger.
No, but the same.
You see
scene.
Egret in the
No,
foreground.
no, the same. No, because it's just him in that shot. It's just him
Right.
making a pose. So they'll cut to the exact same pose instead of doing a different.
You know what'd be funny? Ollie shoots Jon Snow with the arrow the same way that he shot Egret, right? And then behind Ollie, Jon Snow, before he dies, sees the shadow of Egret, and they both nod at him at the same time. Like the ghost of Egret. Like when Goku gets behind Gohan when they do the Kamehameha in unison at Cell.
It's exactly like that.
Exactly like that.
It's exactly like that.
For some reason, that's the only thing I could think
I almost said something that might have been a huge spoiler. Luckily, I held back.
Thank God I made that DBZ reference.
You took my mind off it.
Close. The
All right.
balls are in
Now
merge.
to the part of the episode that everyone cares
Well, we didn't
about.
finish about
Isn't that
Daenerys.
it, guys?
What?
We didn't finish the stuff with Daenerys and...
What was next?
Forget it.
Well, we just talked about the part with them and Jorah in the beginning. But then they have the meeting when they're drinking wine in Daenerys' solarium, and they're having a heart-to-heart. A heart-to-heart! About, what they've been through, why Tyrion is there, and then she basically says... I thought this was a good scene for Daenerys, actually. This was, I think, one of the coolest Daenerys scenes, not including a dragon.
Yeah.
Because, you want to pause here? Because, Daenerys, accepts, basically, it says, you're going to be my advisor, takes the wine away from him.
I need you to be able to speak coherent sentences.
Yes. And they start talking, seriously about, he's like, shouldn't you consider doing something else? just ruling here, looking elsewhere.
You're obsessed with the Iron Throne. Like, forget about the world is huge. Why are you so concerned with the Iron Throne?
I wouldn't say she's obsessed with it. She's hanging out in Marine forever.
Yeah, but her entire story is trying to get to Westeros to get the Iron Throne.
Not really. She said she was going to rule like a season ago.
She said she
bent on it.
Well, because she had to learn how to rule. She just upended the whole city. If she left, it would just have gone back to the way it was.
Yeah.
So she couldn't just leave it right away.
The whole point of her character, she's trying to learn how to become a leader.
Yeah.
She comes from this background where she's like, she went into exile. Her brother was selling her off and he was the one trying to buy for power. He was an idiot, and he dies, and now she's trying to like take control. And the way she's basically practicing, she's surrounding herself with these people who are giving her the right advice. And now I think she sees in Tyrion like, okay, this guy comes from the place that I'm trying to take over. He's willing to help.
Seems like he's been honest. He even says, like, Varys is the one man that I trust in this world, aside from Jaime. And he says Jaime to her, knowing that she would not like that, but he doesn't care. He's just totally, like, up front. And then, but I love the little speech that she gives about the wheel and how they're all spokesmen. After he lists the family, he's like, honestly, what do you think?
Tyrells.
You're going to go to Wester? How was it, like, ruling without the support of the rich? It was... because you couldn't get anything accomplished.
He goes through the list, like...
Yeah, Lannisters, blah, blah, blah. The Tyrells are like the only family, maybe. And even with that, you still have no chance. And then so she starts listing all the names, the spokes and the wheels, and round they go. And I thought that was really cool.
Tyrion was like winking at her like, a lot of people have thought what you're thinking.
Nice dream. And he's like, she's like, I'm going to fucking crush the wheel.
Yeah, I thought she was going to say, I'm going to spin the wheel so fast that all these families are just going to fly off into space.
That's what she says.
And then she just plants herself in the black hole. Traverse the spheres.
Westeros in space!
Dun, 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 dun.
All right, anyway, I just wanted to make sure we got that in because that was an important scene for her.
All the Daenerys Tyrion scenes were excellent.
They were very well done. Finally, like I said, some cool scenes with Daenerys that did not involve dragons.
Yes.
Awesome. Good stuff. So, yeah, now let's get to it. The good stuff beyond the wall. Ooh. Welcome to Hardhome.
Boss, I'm sure you have a lot to say. Maybe you can just start saying your stuff and we'll just feed off of that.
Well,
if you're listening to us, you've watched the episode.
Holy fuck. This was fucking awesome.
Yeah, my hair was blown back. I was like, what the fuck?
The whole thing from
the past 2 or 3 episodes, I was like, oh, please don't let the show keep going downhill. Please don't let it go downhill.
Yeah,
and then,
with the fighting in particular, that's what you're talking about, right?
With the fighting and also like the scenes, like certain scenes, I'm like, why is this important
Felt
here?
like they had no weight to them.
Like they're not. I'm sorry, but it's not really in the book. But if you're going to show me something that's not in the book, I need to feel like it's important because you're doing your own story. This is the first time it starts going pretty off the book. Not really, sort of. But it was worth...
Not really, sort of.
This is, you know what it is? No, this is the first time where, like, okay,
Let me explain.
I feel like they can stray from the source material and they're going to be okay.
Here's the important thing.
Because I was talking, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss the whole time, and now they completely redeemed themselves in my mind. They completely proved me wrong.
Yes,
far
in the book, I don't think there's I don't think they go to Hardhome. John does not go to Hardhome, but
he doesn't.
They do go to Tormund does. Mm-hmm. John does go to a camp, a wildling camp, where they do meet this giant whose name is One.
One?
W-U-N.
Cool
That was his
name.
nickname. His full name is like One Gormand, some weird dragon thing.
Obi-Wan.
Giant thing.
He's a dragon giant. Yeah.
He's a what?
No, he's just a giant.
He's a giant.
Giant?
The thing with the White Walkers, much more in the show than in the books.
Oh, fuck.
In the books, it's very much more a mystery. In the show, they're kind of just putting it out there like, look, this is them. You had that scene before where they had the baby becoming one of the White Walkers and stuff like that.
Let me just say... So the scene, the whole thing, with Jon Snow's part of the episode, the last 20 minutes or whatever the episode. First of all, it kept going, I was like, yes, more. You know what I mean? I wanted it to keep going longer and longer. So they arrive, Jon Snow and Tormund, and they're like, we got to we trust each other, but we might get fucked up here. And the Lord of Bones shows up. We were wondering what happened to him.
Now he was originally in Winterfell, wasn't he?
No,
was that another guy named Rattle something?
Rattleshirt.
Rattleshirts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yes.
And he's like, you fucking traitor. And then he's starting to, like, tell him, like, oh, you're gonna suck, what do you, suck his dick? All this kind of stuff. And you're basically like, this is not going well. Like, there's a fight about to break out.
allies.
Yeah, we're lovers.
He's my BFF.
King. He's not my prisoner. He's my friend.
Handshake, secret handshake. Here we go. Nice watch you do.
I look like I'm gonna be sick. Tormund kills the Lord of Bones.
Lord of Bones?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was so badass.
Because I was thinking, I was like,
He's
man,
the alpha.
I wish he just got rid of this guy. I didn't think he was going to do that. That was awesome, though.
It immediately just shows you, like, this is how the Wildling Society works.
Good.
Like, the guy in charge
I like that.
Is the strong one.
It's a very tentative placement. Like, if there's a guy who comes along who kills a guy in charge, then, okay.
It's
then,
like Dawn of the Planet of the
yeah,
Apes.
that guy's in charge now.
Yeah.
It's like a pack of dogs, basically.
I fucking love Tormund. Yeah. Anyway, I love everything. I love the bright red beard, and he looks like such a fucking badass. He's enormous, and he's got such a cool accent. Is he like Norwegian or Swedish or Icelandic or I don't know what his background is.
Antarctic.
These are all maybe he is for all I know. He's the one native.
They found an actual
this
wildling.
guy.
Yeah, raised by penguins.
Just take it out.
Anyway, then they gather the elders to go and talk.
You see this huge thing of emperor penguins huddled together. There's this dude in the middle standing
Naked in the center.
with a red beard.
He's sitting on a single egg.
So then they go and talk to the elders, and they basically give their spiel about how, look, Jon Snow's here because he needs us. It's not about us versus them anymore. We've been fighting for generations, but now we're fighting the same thing. If we stay here, we're dead, blah, 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 blah. It's been going on for a couple episodes. We know, what they're there to say.
Yeah, we're introduced to two characters there. There's the female wildling who
I really liked.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
And of course, we know she's going to die because we liked her so much.
And she let her kids go on the boat before her, and she was like, I'll be fine. I'll see you on the
She has a
ship
weakness
later.
for
We'll have
children."
lots of laughs.
Yeah. Then we meet the Thenn leader, who's kind of like the ambassador for the Thenns. He's kind of like the more humanized Thenn.
And he can't get past the fact that they're going to be going, into some kind of alliance with the Crows. And he's like, my ancestors would spit on me. Fuck this, I'm out. The Thenns are out. And then one woman's like, I fucking hate Thenns.
Yeah. And before that, Jon gives them, like, this is dragon glass. This is for killing the White Walkers.
The giant, one, he's even like, because they basically end up waiting for Tormund to say, like, the one wildling woman, she says, Tormund, like, I don't trust crows, but I trust Tormund.
trust
So
a
if
man
you
in
say
black.
this is the way, yeah, Men in Black. And then they all say, yeah, Tormund.
Man in black.
I was thinking of the Johnny Cash.
They won't let you remember.
I was,
M.I.B. Yo, baby, boo, boo, baby, boo, boo, boo.
Yo, the MIB.
There you go.
I was thinking Johnny Cash, but whatever. Anyway. So, yeah. Shit goes crazy then. There's a group of people that are going on to boats, not all of them. They're even like, we're leaving a lot of people behind, but took 20 fucking years for Mance to get everybody united.
Yeah.
The free folk are stubborn, Tormund says.
Right.
So then all of a sudden the dogs start barking, things get weird, and you look into the distance and you see this.
Things get weird.
Things get weird. Let's get weird, people.
Bit of an understatement.
Yeah.
Things get oddly awry.
Yeah.
Sounds like Tormund just starts kissing
Slightly-
his nipple and licking his lips. Things get weird, guys.
The situation,
Jon Snow, time to get weird.
situation becomes slightly ajar.
A bit askew. Anyway, you see everything gets kind of like eerily quiet, except for the dogs barking. But even they start to shut up.
The
and
wind
then
is
you
picking
look
up.
in the background beyond this gate. You see, it looks like a huge like plume of snow shooting off and an avalanche coming down.
Yeah, it almost looks like a fog is coming in as well.
Yeah, but it's like cold and snow and frost, and then everybody in the far distance just starts, this huge overhead shot, and everyone starts screaming and running towards the gate, and the Thenn guy's like screaming to close the gate, and they're locking like thousands of people out, what it looked like. And then suddenly, like, the frost reaches them, and it gets like super quiet, except for like some...
You hear the
just a
slightest
sound
trace amounts of like bone going.
Yeah. Or like maybe like some feet running.
Yeah.
Or something.
Some little noises, but then it's
They're
like
turning.
silent.
This is
Yeah. And then, wow. And then the dead slam against the wall. And this massive epic battle ensues. And one of my favorite parts is some are come over, they're breaking through the fence, some are coming over the fence. They're going into the hut where the giant was, and the one guy from the Night's Watch, and they're attacking there. And then Jon Snow and Tormund look over towards that area, and they look up on the ridge above, and you just see this like super creepy shot.
See
of
four
the
horsemen.
The 4 horsemen, and the White Walkers on there, like the leader, and then like I guess his generals or something.
There's four of them, and one of them is definitely the White Walker King.
Yeah. And there are other ones. There is more than just 4, because then there's one, the one that Jon Snow fights, and then you saw others.
Right.
Unless those were some of the 4. You saw one on the shore fighting.
On the shore too,
yeah. But
there's others.
There's got to be more than just 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
there's a bunch
oh
of them.
my god! Then Jon Snow goes in to get the dragon glass because they left it in the hut that's on fire, and then you see there's like this dramatic entrance of the one White Walker coming in, and like this frost around him because the heat of the flame.
He has like an aura frost.
Yeah.
Which I was imagining, like, if you're ever fighting one of these guys, you probably just immediately hit with just like you're walking into a freezer. You probably just can't even like move
like
almost.
that. You can't breathe, like that shock of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And then the one Then guy was with him, and he was like stand up warrior. He was like, get
he was
the
about-
glass. He's like, I'll distract him. Basically, he basically distract him for like 2 minutes.
No, basically he doesn't.
2 minutes is like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
You missed once.
He
And then
didn't.
got
He didn't
stabbed.
know that their weapons can immediately destroy your weapon.
They didn't know
No,
that.
they don't know.
They don't know?
I don't think so.
Never
We
came
know
to them?
that.
Okay.
Because we've seen it. They don't know that. For all we know, that guy has never seen one before.
Okay.
Maybe he hadn't encountered one. Maybe. Or maybe they saw them in the distance, but they were always running. They fought the dead before. They knew about some stuff, and they knew about like the legends because they reference them when the elders are talking. Because he says like, "Oh yeah," because when they're getting the dragon glass, they're like, "Oh yeah, there's legends about this stuff." And
Giant
and the guy's
spiders.
like, "Yeah," and so there's also legends about giant spiders, as big as ice spiders, as big as hounds. And then she's like, "Well, wouldn't you believe it with the things that we've seen?" So they've seen like the dead come back. They all know.
I want to
about
see
it.
some ice spiders as big as hounds.
That's fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
That's some Skyrim
That's gonna
shit
be
right
fucking
there.
scary. I wonder if they're gonna do that though, because they have the horses, like the dead horses that they're on, the ice horses or whatever those things are.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It might look. They might have, because it could look ridiculous if they don't do it right. It could look like too.
I'm surprised they're not
comical.
throwing in more. And I'm sorry to say this again, but in the books,
Oh my
there was
goodness!
there was a big battle that happened where John in the book found the dragon glass.
At the Fist of the First Men, wasn't it?
Yeah, the myth was that like the children of the forest or whatever they're called would hide the dragon glass around, and then there was a huge battle.
It's like a cachet of it.
Yeah, one of the prologues of the books. And then I remember in the battle there was like a zombie ice bear. There was a zombie wolf. Like animals are infected. Like
Well, there was that in the army we saw freaking 50 seasons ago. There was a big bear, wasn't it?
maybe
Oh, maybe I can't even remember.
I forget. But if
I'm
horses,
pretty sure there were
if
dead
horses are
animals.
affected, obviously most animals. Because then I imagine like squirrels and rats and cats,
Fleas,
bats, and the ultimate
microbials,
a zombie ice dragon. That's what I want to see one day.
Oh.
Like that's their secret weapon they're hiding
Oh
up
my
there in the
God.
north.
Or they turn a dragon.
I bet there's tons of them.
Or would a dragon be the only weapon that one of the only weapons that could
A fight against
them.
Yeah, because the way they're setting it up, it's like at the very end
fire?
of the
and-
episode,
it's
the
the
last
song
shot,
of ice and fire. After all.
I think that's the king of the White Walkers. Walks out, kind of puts his hands up, like, "What the fuck?"
My wife goes.
What the fuck?
My wife goes. He puts his hands up, and she goes, "What? He's thinking he can't swim?" Like she's like,
He just swan dives into the water.
yeah, like I can't swim. So it was so funny. I thought he was
I
going
thought-
to
I
raise
thought
something
it
out of the
did.
water.
No, I
I thought he was going to freeze the water.
I thought it was more like,
Oh yeah,
what you
I
got?
didn't think of
What
that.
you got, huh? Huh?
Yeah, let's
What's
go.
up? He
Let's
starts
go.
giving,
Let's
like,
go.
What's up, Mr. Snow?
Flash and gang signals.
Who's Mr. Snow now?
Oh, because he's basically at the end of the episode, the king is showing like, yeah, okay, you think you won or you escaped, but look, everyone who died here is now part of our army. And so
You
my
can't
first thought
defeat
is like,
us.
what can possibly defeat them? The only thing I can think of is like burning them, either
Right.
through wildfire or if you have a dragon.
Right. And everyone's got Valyrian steel, because that was a
Yeah.
big reveal here too. And Oxnard, what's your slogan?
The Valyrians know how to Guderians?
No, it's different from the books.
Oh, yes.
I know it's not in the book.
It's not in the book.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not in the book.
Because Jon Snow has an epic fight with the White Walker.
Mm-hmm.
He's struggling to find the dragon glass. He does find it, but then he can't hold on to
The guy
it.
throws him. He must
Yeah.
have like 47 strength. It's just
Well, he destroys the weapon that he picks up. Then he like slams the butt of his ice frozen legendary weapon into him, and it like shatters the half of it, like breaks his arm or some ribs or whatever. He can't breathe. He's spitting up blood, and then he gets Long Claw and he parries an attack, and then White Walker's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah,
and then they have a quick little exchange, and then Jon Snow kills him, destroys him.
Basically, like 2 steps after that.
So Valyrian Steel apparently, and then I was thinking like, is it just Valyrian Steel, or did Mormont specifically do something with dragon glass? I don't know.
No, I think
it.
the thing with Valyrian Steel, there's some magic property behind it.
Yeah.
And it has something to do with dragons. And I base this all
because they forged it with the fire.
I based that all because I saw one illustration that showed a dragon being used in a forge as they were forging some Valyrian Steel.
That's what they did.
And so that's why my thinking is like the only way
in the books though.
That's in the lore.
That's in the lore. In the books.
That's the books, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean lore?
Well, the lore stuff we had been watching recently and talking.
The books just tells you about what's happening at that time. So it's just all
That's
speculation.
the history. This is back in Valyria. What they did was they had the dragons and they would use them to make the Valyrian steel to forge these swords.
And there's something magic about it.
Because they use that method.
Basically,
like it's like the legendary Viking sword. Basically,
like what are
it's forgotten how you can make this sword.
Boss, what are some monsters in D&D that you can only damage with a magic weapon?
Well,
Gelatinous
that
cube?
really depends on the dungeon master and what mood he's in. But
Oh my god!
Is there an infamous
hold on.
enemy that only is harmed by a magic weapon?
Well, that's hard to say because in D&D,
Well, what's his mood?
There's
What's his mood?
Hold on. There's +1 to plus like 5, 6 is I think pushing it. But certain monsters have a resistance or immunity to like a +1, +2, +3. I think that's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's
So
say
magic weapons don't work on everything.
in
Depends
Oblivion,
what kind of magic
in
weapon.
Oblivion or Skyrim, you can't harm ghosts with a normal weapon, right?
Yeah, I guess you need like the burn effect or some kind
Yeah,
of
you need
effect
some kind of
on
magic on it.
Yeah.
So that's how the White Walkers are. Not the Whites, just the White Walkers.
How do you think Thoros of Myr would fare against the White Walkers with his flaming sword? What about the Lord of Light?
That's the other thing. That would be a very
What about
interesting
the religion
matchup.
of the Lord of Light?
With Thoros
But it would
versus a
still
White Walker.
destroy his weapon under the flame, you know.
Yeah, but if the flame is coming from a magic source and is imbuing the weapon with something magic
It's not
related,
just like. See, I guess it would have to be like not just the flame, or like it would have to be like you said, the wildfire of the pyromancer, or it's like the Lord of Light's flame. But see, what they do is with those flames, it's more of a symbol than actual magic flame. When they're burnt for the Lord of the Light sacrifices and stuff, and I think what Thoros of Myr did, he says like it was a trick that he did. Because he walks right by the fire, completely unfazed by it. In fact, I think the fire like subsides a little bit, and all it does is, like you said, like it creates that aura, of frost around him that you can see because of the contrasting temperatures. But
I feel like fire doesn't really hurt them that much.
well, maybe like Oxnard said, I think he's on something with the wildfire, and then certainly with the dragon fire.
Yeah.
Giant versus a White Walker. What happens?
Oh, gets smashed.
Giant loses.
Giant wins.
40 giants versus
Really?
1 White Walker.
Giant wins versus 1 White Walker, I think.
What?
Wait, what? Didn't you just say the opposite?
No, I said the opposite.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then he disagreed with me. I thought, and I was just going to be agreeing with him. I don't think I don't think a giant.
Strength, basically, but a giant has super strength compared to a human.
It doesn't matter though. The only thing that can kill them is dragon glass, or now we know Valyrian steel.
I'm pretty sure he can crush it.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, we get to meet this giant 1-1. I'm glad.
He's strolling his way to the ship.
Yeah. So
I
hope there's a scene of him trying to get on one of the ships. I'd be curious to see how that happens.
I think he just walks all the way across the ocean.
It's like, this isn't deep at all.
Yeah. And that wildling woman that we liked, she meets a horrific end.
Yeah, well,
because
she loves children, and then she's confronted with a bunch of really creepy-looking kids.
That was horrifying.
crazy.
And then it just like she froze with fear.
Well, just
and
the horror of seeing them.
They
She's
ripped
like,
her apart.
There's no way I can do this. I
man.
just give up.
That was sad. That was really.
She probably
sad.
saw her own children like, oh god, these could be my kids. If
Yeah, for half a second, I thought one of them was her kids. But it wasn't, because they're on the boat.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. For like half a second, all of a sudden, but that's probably how she felt. That's probably what she's thinking. And then she realizes, like, oh no, these aren't. Oh my god! And then she's just like, so. engulfed with fear. She can hardly move, and they just ripped her apart. That's what I love about the dead too. It's not just like, oh, they're zombies, more zombie shit. It's just like they're not there to like feed, and like they're just puppets being controlled by the White Walkers, and they will
so that they can
kill
grow their
with
numbers.
any means possible that they have. If they have a weapon, they'll kill you with it. If they don't, they'll use anything they can get their hands on, or they'll use their hands or their teeth or whatever. They just fling themselves towards you. They're unstoppable.
Yeah, that was an awesome shot where they all jumping over the cliff. And there's
Yeah.
that little moment of pause where it's like, oh, did they just kill themselves? What the hell was that? And then they all start getting up, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, boss, what did you say? You're like, oh, is that a trick to scare them? And then all of a sudden one pops his head up, and he's like, oh, okay, it's working.
Oh, man.
Plus the effects of the dead that they used here were really, really good. Like the close-ups for practical effects and stuff, like the one crawling underneath the fence and the couple that were sticking through, they were really cool.
Yeah, the fight scenes,
great.
everything, it was like, you forget you're watching a TV show. It felt
Yeah.
like I was watching like a movie.
And it
on
wasn't
HBO.
even like a cheesy movie, you know what I mean? It was
It's like
the
a good,
effects were
dramatic,
incredible.
believable, like interesting movie. And I just, if you look back at the sand snake scene, you just gotta go like, what happened?
Well, I credit the director of this episode.
Director, this is probably something they were planning from the beginning, and they knew it was going to be a big thing. This is usually an episode that would happen before the finale.
This would be the next episode, you would think.
Yeah, so I'm really curious what the next episode and the finale is going to be, especially with the title of the next episode being A Dance with Dragons. So,
Well, I'm assuming that we're going to be in fighting pits.
yeah.
And there'll be there's going to be, some action.
I mean, I
for
know
sure.
what's going to happen based on that title.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering how
There's
they're
going
going
to
to
be
pull
a
it
dance. There's going to be some dancing.
off. Quote unquote dance.
Yes.
What was this episode called?
Hardhome.
Oh yeah.
All right. Anything else to say?
I don't know, just that
Overall
this
thoughts on the
was
episode? This was, yeah.
best episode of the season.
Oh yeah. Fucking
Easily.
Easily.
This
One of
is-
my favorite episodes of the series, I think.
Boss
Yeah,
like
one of my
battles.
top. I would say top 5 episodes of the series.
Boss like battles. Boss like giants. Better than battles.
The giant was fucking awesome.
Yes.
The
There were
White
50 more
Walkers
of 'em.
were fucking
And I-
creepy.
I hope the giant
and they
is
were
the
chilling.
last thing standing in this entire world.
The giant sits upon the Iron Throne.
While everybody else is dead.
Me lonely.
That's the ending I want.
And then the last line is the camera goes right into the giant's face, and then it says, "What the fuck are you looking at?" Like he says to the one Night's Watch guy.
All right, boss. Final thoughts?
Pretty cool. I was intrigued by the White Walker's weapon. That thing is it like ice or stone?
And the
What-
armor,
What is
too.
it? It looks very like
It looks icy.
it looks very primitive.
I think it is.
It looks
a
like
stick
dark
with-
imbued
With
ice.
some
Some
This
evil
guy's
ice.
probably like 8,000 years old.
It's probably ice from that shot where they turned the baby into the White Walker. It's like from that fortress. Break off a piece of that ice. It's
Yeah.
like evil ice.
And they have like this kind of, we were talking about it earlier, Oxnard, you mentioned it, the Asian kind of armor.
The
like
White
samurai
Walkers
type armor.
It looked like samurai armor,
I
and
have,
also I was trying to figure out what the guy's emblem was on his
the
chest
king had that.
to see if that was
symbol, like,
any
at the
notable
top of
house.
his clothes,
I'm
yeah.
assuming a lot of these White Walkers used to be part of the Night's Watch.
Maybe they were like somebody, or maybe a person from the Age of Heroes.
Possibly.
I have a little criticism though of this fight scene. When John's trying to grab the dragon glass, the White Walker just pulls him and throws him. Why doesn't it just stab him? Could just stabbed him.
Well, I think he knew he was probably
the
reaching
fight
for
scene.
something. I don't know.
Because
Come on.
it's Jon Snow's not meant to be killed here.
Holes.
That's why.
Holes.
Because they didn't
Episode
want him,
ruined.
Because the people who made the show didn't want him to die there, but they wanted to fight.
That's it. That's a pretty cool spear.
All right,
though.
tell us what you think
It's like
about the
ice.
armor. Tell us what you think about the emblem on the.
Plus, they like you see how like easily they like jump around and like man, they're like
Yeah, they're strong.
they're fucking insane.
80 elites with one weakness: Valerian steel and dragon glass.
Like when he kills that White Walker, I would have been like, the king's like, Terry was 8,000 years old.
Holy
He'd been with me since the beginning.
I loved him.
Terry.
And this guy looks like a frozen Darth Maul.
Yeah, he does because he's got his head is the crown.
Yeah.
That's how old he is. His crown just became part of him.
He had fused into him. Oh man.
All right. Any other thoughts?
I thought that what's his face, Tormund was going to destroy the whole army by himself, and that's it. End of
probably
White
could've.
Walkers.
He could have.
I think he could have.
I hope Tormund lives like the entire series.
No, he dies before the giant is the last one.
He dies in the very beginning of the next
Tormund
episode.
can be second to last alive.
Oh, bad sausage.
Oh, I had some bad oysters in Bravos.
Oh, God, fucking Lana.
We shouldn't have stopped there.
All right, well,
I think that's it.
So, wait, do you think John's half of his ribs are broken? Because that's how he's coughing.
John's in pain. I mean, you see how he took that hit? And that's not just like a hit from like if like even if the Then did that, that's like I mean
Sledge.
like twice as hard as the Then at least. And it's just oh my god. Anyway, all right.
okay.
Not from the books though.
It's not from the books.
Not from the books.
None of this happens in the books, guys. I'm Oxnard.
Dexter.
Bye.
Yeah, out there.